Not only is Boeing Company the world's largest aerospace company, but it's the leading manufacturer of commercial jet transports, military aircraft, helicopters, and missiles. Boeing is split into three main groups: commercial airplanes, military aircraft and missiles, and space and communications. They originally headquartered in Seattle until 2001 when they relocated to Chicago. They have two manufacturing facilities, one in Washington state for the production of their narrow body planes, and one in California where they build their wide body planes. The 737 MAX is assembled in the California plant. Boeing was originally founded in 1916 by William E. Boeing, an American timber merchant who created a single engine, two-seat seaplane with Conrad Westervelt. They originally named the company Aero Products Company. They began by selling their flying boats to the Navy during World War I. In the beginning stages of their company, they merged and acquired with a lot of air mail services so that they can lead the manufacturing and airline operations industry. They ended up having to split with these companies after US legislation split up airplane manufacturing and transport companies. They partnered with a lot of monopoly companies and high-profile names such as NASA and General Electric. And in order to compete with other commercial products, they developed turbojets with enough range to cross the North Atlantic. After this, they created four-engine planes in 1958 that flew a Pan-American transatlantic route. These aircrafts won passengers over with their short flight time and smoother rides. They assumed their current name, Boeing Company, in 1961. Then they started to produce the 737 in 1967, which became the world's best-selling commercial aircraft by the end of the 20th century. The 737 MAX is Boeing's newest single-aisle airplane, which became super popular due to its lower engine thrust, less required maintenance, and quiet engine technology. It became the fastest-selling plane in Boeing history. CEO and head of 737 MAX unit, Kevin McAllister, declared that it will change the face of single-aisle aircrafts. Unfortunately, McAllister was fired from Boeing amid the current unfortunate events involving the 737 MAX.
The two incidents involving the new Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircrafts were alarmingly similar and raised many safety concerns regarding the new aircrafts. On Monday, October 29, 2018, Lion Air Flight 610 took off from Jakarta, Indonesia at 6:21 a.m. Within minutes of takeoff, the aircraft's crew contacted air traffic controllers, requesting a return to Jakarta, but no distress call or attempt to turn around was recorded. 11 minutes after takeoff, by 6:32 a.m., communication with the aircraft was lost. According to collected data, the Boeing aircraft was at 5,000 feet when it began its final decline towards the Java Sea, killing all 189 people on board. Just months after the devastating crash, Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302 took off from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, on a Sunday in early March of 2019. Right after takeoff, the aircraft's vertical speed was unstable and the pilot issued a Mayday distress call. 6 minutes after takeoff, air traffic controllers lost contact with the aircraft before it crashed near the small town of Bishtafu. This flight killed all 157 people on board the Boeing aircraft for the second time in 6 months.
Hello, my name is Anthony Grimard, and I'll be going over the mechanical and ethical failures over at Boeing for the two horrible incidents or catastrophes with the flights. The mechanical issue started when, in competition with Airbus, Boeing decided to re-engineer the 737 to have bigger, more fuel-efficient engines, but that caused aerodynamic issues, which they tried to rectify by the MCAS system. They rushed this system out and did not properly check it, and actually reduced the sensors down and didn't have the FAA recheck it. It was within normal standard operating grounds, but if they didn't actually take their time to properly test this, there's a good chance they could have caught this beforehand. I put this as an ethical issue on Boeing for not only imprudence, but a small part greed, or a decent part, as they were in competition with Airbus and were rushing this out in order to make sure that they did not lose the market share to Airbus.
After the first incident with Lion Air Flight 610, a Boeing pilot submitted a report to the Aviation Safety Reporting System claiming that they were not properly trained on how to handle the system that had caused the plane crash. CEO of Boeing, Dennis Muilenburg, stated that these claims were false. After a second incident with Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302, the FAA issued an advisory mandating design changes to be made to the 737 MAX 8 aircraft flight control systems. Between March and April of 2019, several wrongful death lawsuits were filed in federal court within the state of Chicago by the families of those who had deceased. A report from the New York Times came out citing evidence that showed that a year before, the 737 MAX design was completely changed by Boeing, making their MCAS system more aggressive and riskier than it had been previously designed. These changes were not disclosed to the FAA. Currently, a lawsuit against Boeing was filed seeking punitive damages for violations of the Illinois Consumer Fraud and Deceptive Business Practice Act. The United States National Transportation Safety Board has also released a report faulting Boeing for failing to assess how pilots respond to multiple alerts.
Due to the fact that there was the same maintenance issue on both flights, many believe that these catastrophic events are due to a lack in leadership from Boeing themselves. Boeing personally believes that they place a large emphasis on integrity and safety of their products. Boeing states that integrity for them is taking the high road by practicing the highest ethical standards. There is evidence that shows that Boeing rushed the design of this aircraft to meet high demand. Because FAA knew about the Lion Air crash and was investigating, but ultimately the plane fleet received a safety certification, therefore allowing the plane to fly even though there was investigation on their mechanics. Since Boeing makes aircrafts, they deal with people's lives on a daily basis, and they need to ensure that they are keeping these people and their customers' lives safe by staying true to their values. When Boeing chose to expedite the safety check process on the 737, they put many lives in danger in order to get economic gain. With the new changes, Boeing did not inform the pilots, and they did not inform the public. It is still unclear if they fully knew about the possibility of the plane crashing before putting the planes out to the public. They ignored their integrity and safety ideals in order to rush production. By putting people in danger with a lack of disclosure, they were not caring about the common good and the dignity of the people that they serve.